Yeah, it is. Yes, spelling. They say the only place they exist is Canada, right? Canada. Now, even here, they're telling you that where? See, Iroquois is the first five civilized nations. They called it the civilized Indian nations. And your boy, King George, was a part of that nation. Iroquois Confederation. These are the people that had the so-called Mason-Dixon flag, rebel flag. Right? Now it tells you right here, Iroquois League based in present-day upstate New York, also known as the Five Nations, as it was composed of Mohawk. Don't ask me to ask you to say all the other. Yes, please. Now, what they're saying is it was all the way from the same areas exactly where your 13 colonies were. You understand? This, they don't want y'all put two and two together like that. That was the Iroquois Confederation, King George, New England, all the same. But he put his slaves under what was called the Magna Carta. The slaves was under the Magna Carta. All the rest of the people was under the Articles of Confederation. Yes. Adopted. I love that word. Adopted means what? It already existed. And they took it from something else older. That's another way you can prove. Now, how many of y'all actually read the Articles of Confederation? When you read it, as that brother did, you're going to know they got their constitutions from that. Yes. Now, the funny thing is, they know, white people know, y'all don't know. Judges have quoted that the founding fathers was a bunch of drunken fools that didn't know nothing, and the Constitution was made by the Native Americans. We took it from the Native Americans. They admit it, but y'all don't know because y'all ain't taught that. You know. So I want y'all to actually get into, you Google this shit, y'all go on Wikipedia, y'all start hitting, you know what I mean? The little blue words, and it's gonna take you deep. That is a false picture. This dude is blue black. What he really looked like. Now, you gotta go way overseas to see the real pictures. But this is what they did in Reconstruction. Who did it? Let me show you who did all this. Who came up with the whole thing about whitewashing the history. The Illuminati did it. I don't know if it's secret, but this the dude. Say hello to George Washington. That's the dude. But let's look at his picture. Let's look at images. They know. Y'all don't know. Y'all know I didn't make this, right? I didn't put up these images, right? You see it sitting right next to him? That's George Washington is Adam Weishaupt when he got a little older. See the two pictures side by side, right there at the top. And Adam Weishaupt, hold on, I'm going to go back. It's going to tell you is the creator of the Illuminati. They got it on T-shirts and all that, man. That's a white dude wearing a T-shirt and says Adam Weishaupt on it. Y'all don't know. They know. You see? Now let's go back to that first one. You know what? Hold on. It shows it right at the beginning. All right. Johann Adam Weishaupt was a German philosopher and founder of the secret society, the Order of the Illuminati. All right there on the first. He's the one who came up with the great idea to use magic, take over the land by actually whitewashing your ancestors and make y'all believe y'all weren't a part of none of this, that y'all came from Africa. Okay? Look, this is a quote that he used to use. Salvation does not lie where strong thrones are defended by swords, where the smoke and censers ascend to heaven, where the thousand and strong men, long ass saying. Basically, he's saying he could trick you with the pen and take over your throne with the pen instead of beating you at war. That was his philosophy, and he actually showed everyone how to do it, and it was done. You know, the people tell you all the time, our ancestors didn't lose in a war. They didn't. We losing the same way we losing now. Technology. Technology. All right? So are we clear now? Absolutely clear. So-called de jure government that the white people say is the de jure government ain't no government. It was a corporation, and it was a corporation created by the company and the international bankers because they were bankrupt. They owed money because of the war, Revolutionary War. Then the 13 colonies band together to create what was called the United States of America. How did they do it? They did it through Continental Congress. You can actually Google it. And my whole question is, you got all these master Moors out here teaching. How come they ain't giving us the true truth that can be verified? Continental Congress was a convention of delegates from 12 colonies, except Georgia was not there. That met at Carpenter's Hall in Philadelphia. Y'all call it Independence Hall today, right? It was called in response to the passage of cohesive acts known as intolerable acts. They was taxing the crap out of them and told them they couldn't use colonial script. They could only pay with gold and silver. Now, they didn't have no mines in New York, where the colonies is situated. Now, King George said they couldn't pass the Allegheny River. Do y'all know what modern day, what is the Allegheny River? Y'all know it as the Potomac. How could it be that, where's the Potomac at? Exactly. Where were 13 colonies at? No. I showed y'all, hold on, let me go back. Let me show y'all where the colonies are. all across the East Coast. Okay, 13 original colonies. Here go the pictures again, right? See them all right there, down the coast right there. So what would be the river? It's known as the Hudson River. Yeah, that's what goes along right here, Hudson River.
Where is that?
Right in New York. Right in New York. Hudson River. Y'all know all about the Hudson, don't y'all? See how they changed the name so y'all don't know what the hell they talking about? They weren't allowed to go. So that means they wasn't even allowed to go up into White Plains. The Hudson comes right down through White Plains. It's kind of like a divider, Bronxville, all that. And it goes way up into the Catskill Mountains, all the way up to, actually, the Great Lakes, is what feeds the Hudson. So they couldn't go past. So what y'all talking about Washington, D.C.? How could they be doing Washington, D.C. when that 4 square miles wasn't given to them yet? They couldn't go. They were stuck on just the eastern seaboard of America. They couldn't even go down here into Florida. They wasn't allowed. That's this right here in front of y'all. You know what I mean? I don't have to make this up. They made these maps. I didn't. That's what cut them off. King George did it. Why would King George do that? He kept them in the realm of where the Iroquois was. See, didn't y'all just read where the Iroquois territory was? You're watching it when you're looking at these 13 colonies. Now, remember what I told you was the Iroquois that was bringing in slaves, a.k.a. white women, having kids? The Iroquois had a fight with the Powhatan in Congress about who could own property. Because the Iroquois wanted, and they called, and see how they got written in history all nicely, the Iroquois, the 5 civilized Indian tribes. All the rest of y'all's tribes been written out